Now that I've introduced the rule when I'm reviewing, that for cars that are below 180 mph top speed, we tune them, I'm going to return to a car that I've always thought I was too harsh on. The 1951 Hudson Hornet. Let's get into the video and review Doc Hudson. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to CDT. It is me, Ditto, and welcome to a remastered GTI for the 1951 Hudson Hornet, which of course rose to infamy for being Doc Hudson in the Cars movies. It was released in Season 8 in CDT, which Season 8 is obviously known well for. Actually, no one cares about Season 8. Pretty much was bland and forgettable. The NASCAR season, although it did revamp the entire race centre, so there's that. I miss the old circuit race. Anyway, the little Hornet. A car that uses Hudson's step-down design, which first came on the 48 Commodore, according to Google. Yeah, I don't actually know that much about this car, other than the fact that it was in Cars. Because who doesn't recognise a Cars car? But, other than that, there's literally nothing to it. It's quite cool, I guess. I mean, I like my classics. Although I don't like the weird sort of blob, but really stretched look. It looks kind of off. Like it doesn't know whether it wants to be a big car or a small car, so it just looks weird. Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of the design. In IRL though, it doesn't look too bad actually. I have seen one. They're pretty cool. We should test the power now. It's actually quite quick in first gear. The tall gears mean that there's quite a bit of acceleration, which brings it all the way up to 189. It's actually very impressive acceleration-wise, which I don't think I noted in the original review, because you can't actually feel how fast the car is when it's just 126 miles an hour standard. But the tuned one you can certainly feel. It's very quick. And that's because it uses tall gear ratios, but only 3 gears. Now, personally, I like my 6 speeds, but 3 speeds does mean that they tend to have better acceleration in CDT, which is always welcome. And now we're going to take it cornering, and it's a NASCAR, so it should be interesting. It corners pretty tidily. I mean, it keeps to the apexes really well. But the thing that impresses me most is how little body roll there is. I'm running this car with standard suspension and standard alignment, and there's barely any roll in the body at all. It's very impressive. The feel is a bit lacking, but credit where credit's due, I think this is pretty decent in the corners, especially for a NASCAR and for an American car in general. And now we will test how it drifts. We're coming in quite hot to this corner, and it's not actually too bad. I mean, from what I can see, at high speeds at least, it's really good drifting. Maybe a little bit of fishtailing, but not too much. Oh, I've spun it. Let's try and do low speed drifting though, because that could be interesting. 100 miles an hour. Pretty decent actually at low speeds, and then at high speeds, I'm going to turn in a handbrake. Not too bad. So all in all, I'm actually running this car on slick tyres. So even on slick tyres, it's good. And then on standard tyres, well, we'd better test it. Right, let's approach this. Let's approach these corners. Well, this corner here. Actually, really good. A little too good, it turns out, as I've spun it. But yeah, really very impressive. I tend to enter the corners early in it, because if I enter them at the normal point, it actually just spins. But if I enter them early, I can get it straight at just the right angle, which is really good. I've just realised, as I look at the race symbol here, the little thumbnail for the circuit race, it shows the original model Bugatti Divo. I miss classic Bugattis and Ferraris. Anyway, let's see how good the Hudson Hornet is on the circuit. I'm interested by this one. It will certainly be something. I'm aiming for around a 44. Maybe a little bit better. Who knows? Right, let's take these corners. Have to lift a little because I can't gear hang. The ratios are too tall to do that. Just lift for that corner. We don't need to brake. Okay, brake on the apex of that one. Junction 2. Obviously, we keep it flat. It's barely a turn in itself. Went a bit too wide for skid corner. Does feel slightly boatish round here, I will admit. Although this car hasn't exactly felt the lightest. But I have to admit, what's the time? 42.6. I can definitely improve that. I just can't be asked. But, you know, 42.6 for a Class 1 car, even tuned, that's impressive. I don't think I really liked this when it was standard. But, now it's tuned, it feels like I've done a complete 180. I love this thing. It's really good. And it just shows that if I keep driving my cars, I can find fault with them, or I can see that they're actually better than I was expecting. Which, of course, is why we've got the long-term reviews feature, of which the first episode will be up on Saturday. So stay tuned for that, subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow with a Clash of the Titans, suggested by a viewer. So, I'll see you then, hopefully. I have just crashed it.